Captain Logan, and once again, I've forgotten how my own show works. Welcome back to the Captain Logan Show. With me tonight, as always, is my chat moderator and my son, Jayson. Hello, Jayson. And joining us tonight is also one of my other sons, Freddie.
Hello.
Freddie, thanks for joining us this evening. Freddie is a giant Power Rangers kid, knows his stuff probably better than me and Jayson do, and so we thought it would be cool to have him along with us. I don't know why I'm wearing these yet. So we're going to do a Power Rangers theme show tonight, so the format's going to be a little bit different, but also familiar. We're going to talk a little bit about here a little in a bit, our lead-in topic. We're going to talk about the bittersweet conclusion of Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, which has been a big part of my and my kids' lives for several years now. Not a thing that a lot of you guys will be super familiar with, so I'll try to keep that brief, but it is something that I wanted to talk about. Jayson, my mic is being weird again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was super hot for no reason, and now it's lower than it should be, and I can never get these levels right. But anyway, we'll do our level bet testing. Okay, that's a little better. Anyway, we're gonna do some trivia later. Freddie and I are gonna go head to head in a trivia battle. We're gonna watch an episode chosen possibly by one of you guys. If there is an episode that anybody watching live would really like us to put on the wheel of any Power Ranger series, it does have to be a single parter. So you can't ask for something that's multi-part. We're only gonna watch 20 minutes of something. You can feed those to Jayson, and I'll get them on the wheel. You probably have 20 or 30 minutes to do that. That'll be the second part of the first half of the two-half Captain Logan show. Is everybody caught up? Everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Just put it in the chat.
Yeah, just put it in the chat.
Yep.
And we'll get it on the wheel if there's something you really want to talk about or you really want us to watch, pardon me. And as always, if there is a topic of discussion you'd like us to talk about, we'd love to keep it mostly Power Rangers tonight, but we'll answer anything you want to talk about, probably briefer with other things. Since we're making this a Power Rangers theme show, we'll be doing mostly Q&A in the second half, and then we'll do a little segment right at the end of the show. We're going to do a top 5 list for something related to Power Rangers. So all Power Rangers tonight, or almost all Power Rangers tonight. We are going to open, like we always do, with a Patreon question, which will not be Power Rangers related because we thought of this idea too late to ask Patreon for questions. But anyway, as always, Super Chat any dollar amount guarantees that we talk about your topic. Thanks a lot to all of the support and the folks that ever have or ever will do that. We appreciate you. You certainly don't have to. We appreciate you just being here, and you can leave regular questions, and we'll try to answer some questions in the regular chat, pardon me. We'll try to answer some of those as well, and make sure that you tag at Video Game Secrets, at Jayson, or at Jayson red/gold. Jayson will answer any of those things and more. Freddie, what is Jayson will answer to any of those things or more. Freddie, what is Jayson's last name in Power Rangers? Scott. Yep.
What's his middle name?
Lee.
Yeah, that's right. We're just gonna do this all night long. We're just gonna feed Freddie trivia questions.
Why is there a cup with marshmallows in it?
Well, Freddie, we've added this recently to the show. This is Freddie's first Captain Logan show. He's watched the show, of course, but he's never actually. I don't think you've ever been on this show. Mm-hmm. So we interact with the viewers all the way through this. They ask us stuff, and it is very viewer generated or viewer led, I should say. I'm excited to watch an episode with you guys.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the episode I put on is not even an episode I like that much. I threw an episode of Power Rangers Turbo, which is nobody's favorite Power Ranger series, or very few people's, just because Freddie has hardly ever seen that show. And
the 2 episodes I've watched are really good.
Yeah, well, that's few and far between. So you've watched, the tip top of that show already, and it can only go downhill from there. But I also wanted to pick something that I hadn't done a commentary on already. RJ Godzilla, good question, Freddie. Yeah, sorry, you said they're supposed to be coins. They're not coins. They bounce around like balls, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever somebody leaves a super chat, a ball pops in.
Like
and
power coins.
then they bounce
They're
around
like
everywhere.
Power...
But if I change the scene, to another scene and then come back, it also does it. So even if nobody leaves a super chat tonight, we'll still get to watch them bounce around, and that'll be really amusing, I am sure. Jayson is going to give us one of our only non-Power Rangers topics for tonight.
I'll try to make it Power Rangers.
The Patreon question?
Yeah, I'll try to turn it into a Power Rangers question.
Oh, okay. I'm sure whoever asked this is going to really appreciate that. Real quick before you do that, let me just say it's good to see everybody. I've been on, not a hiatus, but a little out of pocket the last week and a half. We've been working really hard on the Superhero Rewind movie, and this coming weekend is going to be our biggest shoot, or tied for our biggest shoot. And I've been working on fight choreography. We're doing a fight scene this weekend, and I've had to rent a car. There's all kinds of stuff I've had to do for this weekend, and so that's why I've not been doing as much content, as many streams, and we're gonna have more stuff this week than we did last week, luckily. But Connor is flying out this weekend to help out with the movie. We're gonna do a stream with him on Friday. So let me just give everybody kind of the rundown for what's going on this week. We're gonna do a request tomorrow night, and I forget what that's on. It's on a anime on Netflix. I just can't even remember what it's called right now, but we're gonna do the pilot for a give me a second. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. We're gonna do a pilot for an anime that somebody asked for, and then after that, we're gonna do more of the top 100 favorite superhero movies list. So that'll happen this week, and then Jayson, tell everybody what we're gonna do a commentary on Friday. Pluto is the name of that anime that we're doing a review for. What movie are we doing Friday night? Probably pretty late. Do you remember?
I don't.
We're gonna do a movie commentary with Connor and Austin.
Oh,
on
yes,
Wayne's World.
On Wayne's World.
And we might throw something else in there too. We're not sure yet.
Yeah.
But everybody really wanted Wayne's World. And I don't know what I'm going to have to say about that, but it's a fun movie. I like it a lot. So I'll show up and watch it. But yes, that's our plan. Candor Tour Pluto. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. A lot of folks talking about things with Power Rangers, so that'll be a really good discussion for later. Let's go ahead and get into the Patreon question, which Jayson is going to spin as a Power Rangers thing and probably lose me a patron. Go ahead, sir.
This is from Dan's Den. I'm gonna do like a follow-up question that is Power Rangers to this.
Okay, are you ready, Freddie?
This is from Dan's Den.
Get your thinking cap on and get ready for the questions, man.
What would you say? What would you say was the best looking physical-wise an actor has been as a superhero?
Oh, and then we can go to Power Rangers.
And my follow-up question is, what do you think is the best physical-wise looking Power Ranger?
Okay, so read the question again. What do we mean by that? Best looking
physical-wise an actor has been as a superhero.
So we're not saying like adaptation. What actor has looked the closest?
Yeah, what actor has looked?
So are we talking about like
the?
I don't know what best means in this case. Like real chiseled and worked out real hard?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
I think we're saying like Hugh
because
Jackman.
The obvious go-to is Hugh Jackman, but he's almost too ripped for that character.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But that character is small and scrappy in the first place, and Hugh Jackman is not, and they didn't cast it that way. So like just as far as like superhero specimen, like looks impressive. He's way up there, but it doesn't seem quite even right for that character to me. Chris Hemsworth is the next obvious choice. Just, we started getting into like who's the most muscular. You know what I mean? But like the actor that looks most like a superhero. Who else comes to mind?
The actor that looks the most like a superhero. Did you say Chris Evans?
No, but I mean he's up there. I think Cavill as Superman is actually up there.
Yeah, I think he is. Who do you think looks the most like Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, that's
is it Keaton?
And that's such a good debate, right? Like especially at this point, because it also kind of depends on what picture you have in your head for Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm. Like there is a case to be made for Pattinson at the point in his career that he's at in that movie. I guess. But yeah, the like who's the best Bruce Wayne or the best in the costume? Like when I was growing up, when we only had a few, the argument that I heard a lot, and I kind of agreed with this, was Michael Keaton is the best Batman, the best looking in the suit, but Val Kilmer is the best Bruce Wayne.
Sure.
I heard that a lot.
Sure.
I think I also heard people that would flip that. Like there was an argument that people would make there. For my money, I think Bruce Wayne wise, it's still probably Bale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on this, Freddie?
No.
What Batman movie do you think the Batman looks, and the Bruce Wayne looks the most like the comics Bruce Wayne? Like, do you think the Batman and
I
Batman?
haven't read the comics.
And RJ Godzilla, Ben Affleck and BVS is also a good call.
Sure.
If you want big, stocky Frank Miller Batman.
Sure, if you want Frank Miller Batman.
Yeah, it's either him or it's Pierce from Spawn here. Yeah.
Stocky Frank Miller Batman.
Stocky
Yeah.
Frank Miller. RJ Godzilla, Tobey Maguire, and Spider-Man.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll buy that for
Sure.
$1.
RoboCop looks a lot like RoboCop.
Okay, and then when we get into Power Rangers,
Who's the most muscular?
and I guess I also have to say real quick, that's harder for female superheroes,
Yes.
right? Like I want to say Garner in Daredevil, even if that's not who you picture for Elektra, just her build in that is kind of like quintessential superhero build. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you think? Mm-hmm. You could say the same thing about Black Widow.
Yeah.
With Scarlett Johansson. Maybe even Scarlet Witch is probably up there.
Yeah.
Because at some point you're kind of comparing.
She's the reason that I like Scarlet Witch
Because I'm just talking about physical build. Like you're kind of comparing apples to oranges at some point because you can start with like who looks the most like a superhero specimen, but not all superheroes necessarily look the same. So then you do have to start comparing it to the character they're supposed to be playing, even if we're not talking about straight adaptation. Like it's a difficult question.
Yeah.
And then Power Rangers is not about adaptation.
No.
Because that's an original thing in the first place. So how would you?
But who is the best physical looking? Or who is the best? Like who is the
who
most?
looks the most like a superhero?
Yeah. Who looks the most like a superhero? Who has the most physical build?
Here's another way to reframe that potentially. Who out of the suit looks most like a ranger that their build wouldn't change that much once they got in a suit? Because in Power Rangers, when you morph, you get theoretically a more like a more chiseled body, a more heroic looking body.
Jayson and Zeo.
Yeah, that's way up there.
Yeah.
And you can say Tommy all the way through.
Right, all the way through.
Certainly. And even when you get into Dino Thunder, he looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Atkinson, who's the most attractive? Yeah, like I didn't really want to go there with it. Like, it was kind of more just who do you buy like putting on a suit and going out and saving the world the most? Mm-hmm. You know? Oh, Zack and Mighty Morphin is way up there too.
Yeah, Zack
and Adam.
Yeah, I could say that.
Adam by Turbo is like pumped.
And he looks good in Operation Overdrive too.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Especially in Legacy Wars, Zack is like really muscular.
Well, everybody's kind of muscular in that game, yeah? No? Like some more than others?
Yeah.
Jason's talking. Oh, Hayden Spring's talking about Leo. Yeah, sure. And then also by Zeo, Billy is weirdly ripped, and he's not even a ranger anymore.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to talk now about the bittersweet ending of our favorite board game, the three of us, Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. This is a miniatures game. It's been a living board game up until right now, and it started in 2018. We got into it during the pandemic, and we've been playing it. We're coming in our 4th year now playing it. We've been really active with it. We used to play it every day. Now we play it at least a couple times a month still, and I've been really active in the Facebook group. I'm a top contributor in there, guys, and I've been talking with those guys and speculating about things and helping folks out with rules and suggesting storage ideas and stuff like that for a long time now. It's the community, besides Geekvolution, I've probably been most active in. And I've been all in since I started. I bought out a collection on eBay of everything that we had up to that point, and I have been all in and bought everything as it's come out ever since then. And we will continue to keep playing it even after it's over. It's so versatile. This will just turn into a commercial for Heroes of the Grid again. But it's so versatile. There's so many combinations. There's so many different ways to play. There's a lot of scenarios that mix up the rules and give you just infinite different ways to play. And I said 3 years ago that if the game ended right then, there would be enough to play with for years and decades, and you'd never get bored. And we are now up to over, and it will especially be over once we get the next Kickstarter, 100 playable rangers, dozens of monsters, 20 plus bosses. It's just an insane amount of material, and it's one of the largest living board games there's ever been.
Yeah.
They are up to 50 SKUs.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I mean, a few years ago, or a couple years ago, I thought it was nuts when Jonathan Ying, who created the game, has been working on it since the very beginning. He's never changed hands. I've interviewed him here, and we've talked a little bit. He's wonderful. And anyway, when he mentioned 34 SKUs, I was like, wow, that's a lot. That you'd have that many releases, and they're up to 50.
That's crazy.
I think before the Kickstarter. So they haven't done a Kickstarter in a long time, and they're doing that to end the game so that they can have stretch goals and let the player base help decide what else is going to go in the game to finish the whole thing off. So Freddie, we know some of they've teased some things. They've come right out and told us a few characters. We know some of what's going to be at the end of the game, but there are going to be some things that even they don't know yet that they're going to put in, because they're going to let the player base help them decide if it reaches a certain dollar amount, and I'm sure it will do as well as they need it to get as much in as they want to. I think Kickstarter is really smart for this, but the big things that we know about so far, so they're going to start with, and this is going to be our lead-in topic tonight, there wasn't a lot of big news in the superhero movie space or anything like that, so that's why I wanted to talk about this. Thanks for indulging us if you're not into this game, but it was the big news for me this week, because just in my world, this is a big thing that we do. And so what we know right now is there are supposed to be, for the main release, 18 new figures and 200 cards, and there will be more figures in the stretch goals.
Cool.
So there will definitely be some more characters even beyond that. We know somewhere around half of what that's going to be. The big surprise was complete Jungle Fury team.
Jungle Fury?
Not Jungle Fury, sorry. Mystic Force, yes. No, I know you're wanting Jungle Fury.
I wish.
Well, we got the big one. We got the Purple Ranger from Jungle Fury.
Yeah, and we got didn't we get the other one as well?
The
fifth
the
one.
Rhino one?
That Rhino, yeah.
I don't think so. Because there's been speculation in the group that might be one that's coming.
Oh, okay.
And people are
it was the pool player from Wild Forest.
That's
I always get Derek and what's his face mixed up
with the shark swords.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we know that's coming. We know we're getting Draken Evolution 3. We know we're getting Master Zed, which is the thing I'm really excited about and have been hoping for, and they're thinking about that like they're bookending, because Zed is apparently one of the first characters they designed.
Oh, wow.
Even though he wasn't in the core box, he was in the Kickstarter box, which drove some people crazy that didn't want to have to spend like $100, $150 on that box. But some of the major stuff was in that, like that and like Goldar. And I don't know if you know this, but Goldar was supposed to be in the original box. And there are there's an early design that actually shows him on the box.
Oh wow.
And then he doesn't show up until the
not know
Kickstarter
that.
box. Well, I say until. That all came out at the same time because they did crazy stretch goals for that, and they ended up putting out the first year of what they expected to put out in that Kickstarter because it did so well. All of this, by the way, comes from Scott Gata and Jonathan Ying, who recently did a stream talking about all of this and doing some reveals. We have seen, and I can show you guys some of this here. So here is Master Zed, and the art for this is great. They've also shown his sculpt, which we'll look at in a minute, which looks gnarly to paint. By the way, one of the reasons I'm really into this game too is it got me into miniature painting, and I've started getting into other miniature games too, and it's now a big hobby of mine. But yeah, so there's Master Zed, and then we're getting the evil Cosmic Fury Blue.
Ollie.
Cool.
Ollie Akana.
And we don't know if we're going to get his Ranger form. But we also don't know if we're going to get Cosmic Fury Red. So just because she's on the art doesn't mean that
I thought
we're
we
going to
did.
necessarily
I thought
get her.
we were.
We don't know that for sure.
Okay.
And Jonathan hinted at it almost like, because he said something about sometimes you'll see art like this and it'll tease Rangers that aren't necessarily going to be in the game. And we know he's in it, which suggests she's not. But a lot of people are speculating that all of Cosmic Fury will be in the box, and we know Zato's going to be there.
Yeah.
So
And if they're doing
I
a bunch
would
of
not-
Cosmic Fury, then he's probably going to be Zenith Ranger.
yeah. Well, I think we've seen art or the sculpt, and it's definitely I think it's definitely Zenith,
If he has the
Cool.
staff, then it's Zenith.
Well,
and that'll
if
be
he's-
fun to paint
yeah.
too. I like that design a lot. But yeah, so I wouldn't get your hopes up if you're a big Cosmic Fury fan. That you're getting the whole team, just the way Jonathan was talking about it, but it is still possible. And so there are those characters again, some of the initial art they're doing.
Cool.
And then it's hard to look at these the way I have it here, but some of the other characters that we're going to get were revealed here in and I want to say including the Mystic Force characters, but we're getting Ninja Adam, who is a character because Jonathan Ying is obsessed with Adam, and apparently he designed that like way back toward the beginning, and has just been looking for a release to finally sneak him in. So a lot of people are going, well, he's being self-indulgent. Of course, he's putting that in here, but he didn't design it for this release. He's had that in his back pocket for like 4 years or more. Did you see something else there that I wasn't noticing? You seemed like you were reacting to something and I wasn't sure what it was.
I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
There's definitely a yellow in there. I see that yellow Ranger.
And then we have art for a Turbo Zord, which suggests that Turbo Blue, which suggests that Justin will be in the game.
Yeah.
Finally. And if they don't do any other Turbo, that would be the one, certainly. And again, nobody likes Turbo, but that was kind of a big deal character back then, and it's a little bit weird if he never shows up in the game.
Yeah.
Here are the sculpts for Master Zed and for Evil Dino Fury. Is it Dino Fury or is it Cosmic Fury?
It's
Cosmic Fury.
Blue.
It's Dino Fury because everyone else has changed to Cosmic Fury.
Oh, I was
gonna
He
say, I
becomes
didn't-
evil before he gets.
That's what I
Cosmic
thought.
Fury.
He's not Cosmic yet.
Yeah.
The Master Zed sculpt looks great.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. And I know
I love the
Yeah.
comic-y Z that
yeah,
they're doing
it's awesome.
for like pop art.
A lot of people don't like Cosmic Fury. I'm a little bit off on it. I think because of I think some people look at it as the show that tanked the franchise.
Oh my gosh.
Because of see, look, they just bounce around everywhere. Because of some of the compromises and choices they had to make with that, and they didn't plan for it to necessarily be the last show. But I have heard conflicting things about that, or that like there was supposed to be a show after it before they even decided it was Cosmic Fury, and by the time they went with Cosmic Fury, they knew it was the end. But I don't know all the details with it. But there are a lot of people that are just really unhappy with the way that show went, and I just thought it was entertaining. I was surprised by how watchable it was.
Yeah, especially since I can't watch Dino Fury.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it's the same writers, and I don't like Dino Fury very much. But then they also wrote the special, and I thought the special was really good. You know,
Yeah.
overall, Once and Always. I was kind of expecting something from Once and Always. Like I bet I'll be a little surprised if they don't do a character card for Ming.
Yeah. I think a character card, just at least like.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
What else would you speculate is probably going to be in that box? Or that they might
said-
suggest for stretch goals?
When we talked about this earlier, I said Cat Ranger.
It is so weird Cat Ranger is not in the game,
Yeah.
considering that she's in Battle for the Grid. And she seems to be kind of a fan favorite character. And there was a moment where I felt like the franchise was pushing her really hard as a concept.
I don't remember if she's in Legacy Wars.
She is.
Yeah, she's in there.
She's in there.
Okay.
And she's in the fighting game.
But everybody's in Legacy Wars. But she was there
Not
pretty.
everybody.
But she was there pretty
A
early.
lot. But she was there early, yeah. It was during that time where everything was Cat Ranger, and I don't know why she was in one episode in SPD. I wish they had done the thing, because she's actually in the Sentai. She's in more episodes,
Yeah.
and she's a recurring character. Like the Ranger is recurring, and they only did a one-off in SPD, but.
But yeah, what else would you like to see, or do you think will probably be in that box?
I mean, we've gotten a lot of the stuff that I like.
That's where I'm at too, and that's why this is like it ending. I've got mixed emotions about it, because I honestly kind of thought it would go another year or two, and every time they do releases now, it's usually stuff that I don't really care about, but end up like initially just the source material of it, but then have really cool mechanics, and I have a lot of fun, you know, trying out. Even though I have like my 5 or 6 Rangers, I always go back to. So there's stuff I'll sample and then kind of forget about and not go back to. So I'm really conflicted, because there's a part of me that's like, well, now I can catch up, you know, and there's another part of me that's like, well, it feels like it's been going strong all this time. I'm not really sure why now, except that there's a couple of possibilities. There's been a lot of speculation that Hasbro is shutting them down with this, but and they have not come out and said, Renegade, Scott Gata, they have not come out and said why exactly they're ending it now. It does feel premature because of some of the mechanics they've introduced recently.
Yeah.
You know, things like the Arsenal cards and like the Forever Red and Forever Blue decks. That feels like a new thing that you introduce, and you're gonna keep putting more colors out.
Right.
So like, I wonder if the rest of those will just drop on us and maybe be part of stretch goals, where it's like, why are we just now introducing things if they were going to end? It does feel like they didn't know they were going to end until now.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they just... My speculation is they wanted to put some other resources into other new Power Rangers games, and they decided that we had enough Heroes of the Grid, and maybe the sales figures have not been as good the last couple of years as they had been before. But then they haven't done any giant releases in a while either. So I don't know why they would really base it on that necessarily. And it doesn't seem like Hasbro shut them down, because they have announced they're doing new games with Power Rangers. So like they're apparently, and I don't know for how much longer, but they're apparently keeping the deck builder going, and they're keeping the RPG going. And it's about to get they revealed a new source book for that. Oh, they're doing a Shattered Grid source book
Oh, cool.
for the RPG, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
But anyway, I'm jumping around a lot, but it's hard to imagine that Hasbro shut them down with this, since they're wanting them to make other games.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure why now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wonder if, you know, how long the other games will keep going, you know.
Yeah, but again, they're apparently going to introduce new games, like new whole Power Rangers games. So anyway, I don't really know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
So the timing of it is odd, and it just didn't feel like it was slowing down. And again, they haven't done a big release in a while, but they've been introducing mechanics. So I thought that was kind of strange. But I would have been fine with it ending in the next couple of years if they fleshed out all the mechanics. I don't need every ranger from every team. There are a lot of people that play this game like we do that are kind of upset that we're not going to get that. I always thought that was unrealistic. Like it would have to go another 10 years. I didn't really need that. There are teams I would have liked to have seen completed, particularly Alien Rangers. And like, you know, it'd be cool to get the ninja forms for everybody.
Yeah. It feels very Jonathan Ying to just do Adam.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I hate?
What do you hate?
what do you
They're
hate?
not putting Gia Moran in there.
That's weird.
They're not doing really any Megaforce.
Except Orion.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. So we do already have. That was the thing I was going to mention earlier, Freddie. Is by the end of this, we are going to have every team represented by at least one ranger.
Yeah.
So that was one of Jonathan's big goals once it went past the first couple of years, because he didn't think that was even possible, and then the game kept going. People kept supporting it. So you at least can play games now that feature every team you want to feature.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Gia Moran is another character we're constantly pushing and stuff. That's been big in the comics. That's in Battle for the Grid. It is really odd that she's not in the game.
Yeah.
And that
I would love
they
to
did
see
Orion
Robo-Knight.
before her. I would have thought her before Orion.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Robo-Knight, I'm
But
with you.
Robo-Knight is, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that'd be nice too. You know what I don't need? Whatever his name is, I don't need that 6 Ranger from Super Megaforce that has all the
That's
6 Ranger helmets
Orion.
all over.
That's
Oh, is that
Orion.
That's
Orion?
Orion, yeah.
Yeah. He turns into the Gold Ranger.
But I'm saying I don't need them to put that sculpt out.
I do.
Yeah. Because
And-
I don't want. If I were you, I would not want to paint all of the,
All the
6
helmets?
Rangers at once.
Jonathan Ying put out a post a few months ago where he was like, "Could you imagine having to paint this guy?"
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Okay, does that mean you're putting it in the game, or does that mean it's never going in the game?"
Yeah.
But anyway, so the other thing they're doing with this is they're gonna put out resources for us to move ahead and make our own stuff now, so that the fans that want every ranger can get every ranger.
Yes.
Which is another thing that kind of tells me they weren't really planning on this happening quite yet.
Yeah.
You know, like the way they've been talking about it, like I don't want to say PR spin, but they're not super forthcoming again on why it's ending now, which is understandable. But the way they've been talking about it is, we were never going to be able to do every ranger. That's impossible. So here are the resources so that you can make your own, and we're going to go ahead and quit the game now. And a lot of people are going, well, I mean, if it's being supported well, why couldn't you keep it going another 5 or 10 years and get all the rangers in there like they could have? And I don't need that, like I said. But I do think it's a little odd to say that, right? To be like, well, we can't get them all out, but here, you do it. And I'm like, well, I mean, you know, then you're saying that it's possible. You're saying it's not game breaking if you do it properly, because they're not saying go off and be willy nilly and make whatever you want to with no rules. Like what they're giving us is not just templates. I assume there's a template in some way, but Jonathan in that stream said that the plan is to give everybody their numbers, like their stats, so that you can avoid power creep. So you'll know like what the right balance is to give things when you're playtesting, and to kind of see their back door, which is really neat. So he's like, we're going to show you the other side of it, and so it'll. So, you know, it's a little Mario Maker-y in that way. And I really like that. And that'll be fun. I mean, I'm sure we'll take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And you can make your own, you know, you can make your own original Rangers, or you can make the ones they didn't get in the game. And the customs group is going crazy about this. And I imagine that they're all going to get together and try to decide what is, for them, like, more or less official. Mm-hmm. And so we'll have to look at their stuff. There's also, Jayson, you and I were speculating about maybe a rule book that had like all the rules in it instead of all the little inserts that you get. The word book came up, in the list of things they were talking about for stretch goals. They were like, we have ideas for this, and books. And I went, okay, that's probably going to happen. Okay. What I think they'll do is put out maybe even like a hardcover that's a full rule book with everything they ever did, plus all of the scenarios that weren't in the first and second scenario book, or possibly even all the scenarios in one book. It'd be nice to get all of that. Again, this isn't going to matter to a lot of you guys, but it's something we wanted to talk about. Hayden, let's get every team except Megaforce in the game. Yeah, Megaforce is not great, but it would be, especially for people that like that Sentai, it would still be nice to get a couple of the sculpts, because people like those suits.
Yeah. That's right.
And I was going to say it might be fun to have a mechanic with them where you can morph into other Rangers that are in the game. And I don't know how exactly that would work, but like to do Super Megaforce?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the key deck is? You can morph into another Ranger, basically?
Well, you...
Like the secondary deck is another Ranger?
Is that what it is? I haven't looked real deep into the key thing yet. Another mechanic they introduced recently, that there's only like 2 Rangers that use it so far.
What do you mean the key thing?
The key deck. Which is a
deck?
secondary deck for Orion that you can make with another Ranger.
Yes.
Huh?
And,
okay, I didn't even know about this.
And then and I forget who it is, but there's a new Ranger in the last release that also does the key thing.
Really?
And I haven't played with it yet. Yeah, so I don't know how it works.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying. There's all these new mechanics. I don't remember. We're also getting new Mastermind cards.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And I know you love Mastermind.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move on to the episode, my speculation, my big speculation, especially based on Jonathan's comments in that stream, that they're not as worried now with the game ending about giant kill everything cosmic kinds of monsters. They'll do Dark Spectre, and maybe will be our last like giant figure.
Yeah, they need to do Dark Spectre.
And people are still screaming Serpentera. I still don't think we'll get Serpentera.
Or maybe Final Vengeance.
How would even do Serpentera?
Well, it would be like Cyclopsis, where you'd fight it in segments.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
Or maybe Final Vengeance.
We have
We
Final
got
Vengeance.
Final Vengeance.
Really?
Yeah.
When did we get that?
I mean,
the
I don't-
RPM / Beast Morphers box, where Final Vengeance was the face of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was the name of that one? That's not Rangers United, is it?
No.
I can't remember the name of that, but anyway. Hayden Spring, have they done A Squad?
No,
No, that's
they
something
haven't.
Jayson really wants.
So I want them to do a whole... I wanted them to do a whole SPD big box where they did, like, all 10 or 11 Rangers, and then they did all of the A Squad and everything. Like, I wanted them to do a huge, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, we've got just enough time to watch an episode before we go to the break, so let's go ahead and do that. If there's anything about the game-ending news... I'm excited about the Kickstarter, by the way. I don't know what it's going to cost, especially with all the stretch goals. I'm worried this is going to get into the $500, $600, $700 range.
Yeah.
Like, people are speculating, like, figure storage finally and stuff like that. Like, I've always been... And they're talking about more dice... What even other colors could you do now? We have so many dice.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
Where it's like all the colors.
I don't even know.
Will
they do like sparkly dice?
Sparkly dice.
Yeah,
They
they'll
even
do
did titanium dice. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But like metallic armor dice that's like sparkly.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Jayson, did we get any other episode requests for the wheel?
Yes, we did.
Okay, let's go ahead and put those on there real quick.
Yep, we got Mighty Morphin Trick or Treat.
Cool, because we don't have any Mighty Morphin on here yet.
There you
Ooh, headphones.
And what else?
go. And SPD A Bridge.
A bridge?
A Bridged.
Abridged. I see. I get it, because there's a character in that show called Bridge.
It's a hyphen bridged.
When Freddy was little, he insisted everyone call him Bridge.
Because he loved Bridge.
Do you remember
It's
that?
so funny.
Freddie, when you were little, do you remember you went around and you just made everybody call you Bridge?
Really?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you did. It was hilarious. Okay, we have several things on the wheel here,
We do.
and we're going to unspin it and see what episode we're going to watch for a little riff
I
commentary
hope
here.
we get an SPD.
And
episode.
it is Freddy's pick.
Yes!
Time for Lightspeed.
Time for Lightspeed. All right, Freddy.
That's one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Of anything?
of Power Rangers. So, guys, once again, we're going to go ahead and watch an episode now. You guys feel free to watch with us.
More balls.
I don't have a clock on the screen right now, so if anybody needs a timestamp, just let us know. But these are available on YouTube. The Power Rangers channel has most everything now, particularly up until Megaforce, and I think maybe even a couple shows after that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up now.
Well, the only Megaforce they have is the live one.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You can't watch them. Yeah, but I mean, I said up to that. Like, I think they've got everything pre Neo Saban era.
Yes, and they
I
got
do
into
believe.
Samurai.
Okay, cool. So let me just get my settings flipped around here so that you guys won't hear the show on it. So, as always, we're gonna do this like a commentary. We're gonna have you guys sync up. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I think I already had this set the way I wanted it. Never mind. So you guys will have to watch this separately, and I will put a link in the description, or not in the description, but in the chat here. And so this is episode 33 of Time Force, which is a show that I've watched some of, but not a ton. It is Time for Lightspeed. And I don't think I've seen a single episode of Lightspeed Rescue, so
This will be so weird.
It'll be weird for me
It'll be
because
so weird.
I don't even know that show.
Okay,
so you guys will have to do all the talking.
Man.
Are you ready?
I should have put the no, that's a two-parter. Dang it. We got to do a commentary on the snake episode.
And unfortunately, we can't watch, or we can't watch this with subtitles on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I will listen intently, and my part of this, so this will be blind, of course. I've not watched this ahead of time. We just spun a wheel, and my part of this will be mostly riffing, and so you guys feel free to throw out any actual insights or observations you have. Is everybody ready to watch with us? So once again,
Yeah.
we're gonna watch an episode of Power Rangers Time Force, and we're gonna watch it with you. So make sure at timestamp 0 on YouTube, get ready to press play when I say now. Get past any commercials and things, and hopefully you don't have to deal with ads in the middle. I pay for premium, so I'm not gonna have ads pop up, so apologies if you have to deal with that. This is the best we can do, and most people just listen to us talk over a thing without watching it with us anyway. But we're going to go ahead and get into this. Hayden Spring, you watched the Titanium Ranger episodes in a live stream years ago with Eric. Oh, I forgot we did that.
Do you remember it?
Not really.
Because that's some of the best stuff in the Saban era.
The main thing I remember from that stream is watching the Magnet Offender stuff, because I hadn't seen that. Now I've watched a decent amount of Lost Galaxy, which I like a lot.
Yeah,
this is the show right after Lost Galaxy.
And Lost Galaxy was the one that I the Magnet Defender was the episode that I said we should do, but it didn't show up on the.
Well, we got Freddy's.
So we got Freddy's.
All right, Freddy. So you lead us with this, man. Are you ready?
I hate how they took almost every show off of Netflix.
Yeah, but they put it all on YouTube, so at
Like-
least there's ways to watch it now.
I would have watched this all the time if it wasn't for Netflix.
Well, sorry, Freddy. But yeah, Freddy, pop in, because you know this really well and you'll have things to say.
So now I'm like really rusty on Lightspeed.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Lightspeed is one of my favorite Power Ranger shows. It's one of the best ones.
I guess I should watch it. I don't remember what
Okay,
I have
so
seen,
I will
but I was
say,
talking over it anyway.
The villain in this is not the actual big bad from Lightspeed. It's one of the henchmen that becomes the main villain of this episode. Just so you know.
Dan Stan, this is a rare crossover that's only one part. Felt like kind of a slap in the face, to be honest. Oh, interesting. It was weird Forever Red was only one part.
Yeah.
You know, with as much as was crammed into that, and that guy that wrote that was famously a fan that had a lot more stuff he wanted to do with it. But Senior Sticks $2 super chat. How about Eternal Green green or gold or white cap. I'm not sure what that means. Eternal green. I don't know.
Forever green?
Oh, I see. I see. I still don't know how to answer that as a question.
Yeah.
There are now enough of each of those characters of those colors that you could have done an episode with them and made a whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Hilariously, or does he mean for the board game? Because that game is going to be called Eternal Rangers, which is why I called the stream that. And people were speculating about why that was and what Rangers would be involved. And then it turns out the point of that title is they're giving us the means to keep making more of the game ourselves. Here, you guys do it. We have other things to do.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Everybody ready to watch?
Yes.
Everybody, please press play right now.
Man, this episode.
Hang on, I do have to flip this up. Oh man, previously at the graveyard. Look, it's an episode of Smallville.
Oh my gosh. It is. Okay, so like I said,
I love this already. I'm a big fan of villains who
Vipra.
stick their hands out of a grave or out of the ground.
Yeah.
Here, what were you saying?
So like I said, she's a henchman in the original. She's not the actual big bad. But
Queen
she's the big bad.
Banshira's.
Yeah.
She's got Snakehead.
Yeah.
And why isn't she in the game? Why have they done anything with Lightspeed Rescue in the game?
I don't know. They got Titanium, and he's the best, but...
Oh, that's right. So they got the one.
Yeah.
There are fans that love that show that are just pissed that there hasn't been much in it.
Yeah.
The microphone's in the way.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Are you good? This feels like a really appropriate pick for Halloween time, Freddy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you picked this episode. We didn't stack the deck with that either. Any of those episodes could have popped up. This is such a cool cold open, guys. Oh my god, she can't get that $5 plastic Walmart toy.
Yeah, so she doesn't know how her powers work, I guess. So she can look, she can go through, but she can't take things through to the other side. So.
Crap, I've never tried this before. And you've got weird contact lenses, so that's illegal. Get out.
You're trespassing on private property, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
I go where I want to go. This is great. Why am I not watching this show? Oh man, she just knocked over Mario.
That's Eric.
That's Eric, Dad.
Yeah, I know. I know, but he looks like
He
Mario
does
in that
look like
hat.
Mario.
Hayden, Smallville is Power Rangers tier for a lot of its run. That I agree. That is true. Damn it. I like the Time Force suits a lot.
I have Jen and what's his face? The Red Time Force Ranger in Legacy Wars now.
Oh, talk for a second about the new phone game that they put out that you've been playing.
Legacy Wars?
No, the other one.
Oh, Mighty Force.
Yeah, talk about Mighty Force.
Yeah, so that's a game where you play episodes and the grid, Rita shatters the grid and portals open where different rangers come out. And
Well, and what's the genre of that game called, Jason?
It's a
I forget what you call those.
Sorry. Tycoon.
A tycoon. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Tycoon.
Okay, so is the intro for this show?
Yeah, it's like Matrix.
Is that intro music in like the top 3, top 5?
Top 3. Yeah.
I think so too.
You know what's in the bottom 5? Any Neo Saban.
Yeah. Well, because it's all just Go-Go Power Rangers with some generic verse.
Yeah.
So is Samurai and Megaforce.
Yeah.
What is
that's
it?
Neotsuba.
What is it with female villains in Power Rangers that wake up in curlers? This is not the first time we've done that. Divatox does that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna blame Judd Lin for that. I think that's a Judd Lin thing. Hayden Spring is very excited that we're watching Time Force. See, it's a Halloween episode. There's a woman screaming. I'm Vipra.
Oh my gosh, she can't. I'm sorry. I really like the idea of Vipra, but she can't act.
It's not the first time we've had that either. Obviously. What are you talking about? These women are both on the as actresses, both on the level of what's her name from space? Astronomer, yeah.
That's fair.
The difference is there's not one actor in that show that can act.
No, there's not.
Not of, like, actual human-looking characters. Like, Ecliptor's pretty good, but that's just a voice.
Yeah.
Dad,
Yeah.
what's better? Not being able to remember Astronomer's name or calling her Kia?
Huh?
Because that's a typo in the game.
in the board game?
Yeah.
There's
Oh my
there's
gosh.
a card that refers to her as Kia?
That's so funny.
No, it's Kira. Or is it Kia?
No, it's
Yeah, it's
Kia.
I couldn't remember what it said, but yeah, that's hilarious. Just momentarily. I was watching this and I couldn't think of Astronomer.
Yeah.
Rancic, however, is pretty great. I
Rancic
like,
is awesome.
I like the way that guy hams it up.
Yes.
He was at the Morphicon I went to, but I didn't meet him because I didn't know that show.
Right.
She was after a $5 Walmart toy.
That's right. Jen Scotts is another character that I love on paper.
Yeah.
Who, the actress, I don't even want to say she's bad. She's just so over the top that
Yeah.
even for Power Rangers, I can't
That's-
take her seriously the way I want to sometimes.
Um.
And the thing is, she's mellowed out. Like, I wish she could. We don't even have a franchise right now. I wish she could come back for something, because when she was in Hyperforce, she was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and
That was her, right?
yeah,
Like they actually brought
Yeah,
that
they did.
actress in for that show. She was really good.
and she is, and she gets better through the show. I feel like,
She
kinda
just
have
seems
to
so
watch it.
angry all the time at the beginning. Where she comes in with this like kind of soap opera acting thing.
yeah, I do really like her though.
No, I do too, and I thought just having a pink leader was a cool idea.
Yeah. Well, and she's a really good contrast to Wes.
What's happening in this episode?
Excellent.
Can anybody explain the story to me?
Vipra comes from somewhere and she tries to steal this crystal, this like
$5 Walmart toy.
$5 like fireball thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And now she's working with Rancic, and they.
And this is where the Lightspeed
Carter!
Red's gonna show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, one of the best Red Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
I only know him from Forever Red because I haven't
Yeah.
watched that show. So far I've seen him do exactly one thing: show up in a truck dramatically. Because I'm pretty sure he does that in Forever Red too.
Yeah,
doesn't
now
he?
he's doing exposition.
In this
Yeah.
this very dark warehouse. Or
He's
are
got
they,
some friends.
And then, yeah, Pink Ranger is a doctor.
were they
Well,
just
she becomes the doctor.
were they just in some warehouse, or were they actually in the clock tower there?
They're in the clock tower.
Oh, okay.
So the episode's pretty cool because all of the Lightspeed Rangers like are just having normal lives now because they're not Rangers anymore,
Yeah.
and so they have to.
So wait, you couldn't have framed that shot where her hat wasn't blocking his head? Okay. Yeah, because later on, when we do crossovers, we just get really lazy and we say everyone still has their morphers for some reason.
Yeah.
To the point where when you get to the special, the original Mighty Morphin Rangers are all just still Power Rangers.
Yeah, I don't
They've
know
gone
why.
back to being Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Jayson has opinions about these Rangers.
No, I like them. There are better Yellow Rangers than her. I'm sorry.
Hayden says, "My boy, Joel."
Yeah,
Who is
Joel's great.
Joel?
Green.
Joel is
Okay.
green.
See, I don't know this cast at all.
And if you had seen that show before this, when this was aired, you would be like, yeah.
Right now, I'm just like, yep, I get that these were the Rangers from a show I didn't watch. Hayden, they go from not dating at all until the finale to married a year later.
Yes.
That's a jump.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Power Rangers, man. There are no rules. Narratively,
They found it.
Lore-wise,
They found the
No
$5
rules.
Walmart toy.
you can do whatever you want.
Why is it missing?
That's why.
It's a wild day.
I
Why
can't.
is this $5 Walmart toy mystical?
I can't wait to start doing marathon streams for Power Rangers again. John and I have been talking really seriously about sneaking one in even between Smallville seasons. And we're gonna jump around. We're not gonna go back to where we were at the end of Morphomania, because DJ and I stopped in the middle of Turbo, and then he kind of lost interest in it and wanted to do other things, which was fair. And I kept thinking about maybe bringing it back with another host. And now I'm like, I like the Smallville Marathon streams. Let's just do that.
Yeah. And I can be on some of them because I've seen every season before pre-Samurai, and then I've seen all of Megaforce, and I've seen all of Beast Morphers and Cosmic Fury. But
So, Freddie, who's the best Lightspeed rescue Ranger?
By far, Titanium.
maybe not by far, but Carter's great. But yeah, Titanium's good, and Joel's awesome.
Especially in his first episode, he has like a snake on him.
Yes,
that's
it's
hurting him.
It's the
best.
It is one of the
Lightspeed
best
rescue.
multi-part.
Oh my god, does she have a
episodes.
vampire mobile?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we never give henchmen their own vehicles.
Yeah.
They always just teleport in. That's so cool. I like her costume
Yeah,
a lot too.
Vipra likes to take dramatic entrances.
Get Vipra in the board game. I want to paint her. She's cool. And she also feels massively inspired by Scorpina, right?
Yeah.
What are these guys?
Those are Time Force.
Are they Time Force?
Yeah, those are the other Time Force Rangers.
Huh?
They're like No, I'm talking
no.
about these bad guys with the
Oh, those are Lightspeed
spirit
Rescue
with the
bad
spirit
guys.
Halloween masks.
Are I'm sorry. They're really forgettable. I didn't remember what I couldn't for the life of me remember what the foot soldiers were from Lightspeed Rescue Lightspeed Rescue. Is that what they are?
Yeah, they're Lightspeed Rescue.
Those costumes are terrible. They're,
They're
like
terrible.
they want to be Psycho Rangers so bad. They're like
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
only one step up from the Dark Rangers. Like you have the Dark Rangers and then you have that.
Yeah.
RJ Godzilla, Scorpina's still the best. I love Scorpina. What is this editing?
I don't know.
They went, we shot it from two angles, and by God, we're going to use them both. Whoa, he's cool.
Yeah. He also looks like he's from Spirit Halloween, but
Yeah, but I love his... That's clearly a guy from Sentai, right? There's no way we came up with that. Look at the big blades coming out of the sides of his head.
yeah.
Freddie, this episode rocks,
And there's
dude.
Joel. He's wearing his hat.
Yeah, he's got... Oh, okay, I do remember that guy with his hat.
Yeah.
Why does
that's
every
Joel.
Green Ranger have a hat? First Joel, and now Trip. Like, How are 10 Rangers no problem?
No
It's
problem.
an army. Oh.
And-
Titanium
and-
Ranger?
And Ring and Six in top 5 big bads, probably, right?
Rancic is top.
Top 5 big bads.
Wait, Titanium's in this episode?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And Rancic's in the board game.
Yeah.
I painted him now, I think.
Why isn't
They
his
just say the
wife
name of
in
their
it?
show. Also, look at that. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, their morphing sequence is awesome.
It's so hilarious. He's just like
Paint comes to them.
Yeah, and then his is also.
And then they're just in a
awesome.
video game? What?
Yeah, his comes from the
I
ceiling.
love what his mask does when he morphs. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
because he's like the V Ranger.
Now, I complain about this every time I watch Time Force.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of the soundtrack in Time Force
Why not?
because it's Power Rangers and I want it to be rock music.
Yeah, that they start doing that in Lost Galaxy.
You know what? Lost Galaxy is more where I've complained about
Yeah.
it.
But why does the building just explode as soon as they morph?
So, and like it goes with this. It goes with Lost Galaxy's theme, maybe even a little bit better than Time Force's,
Yeah.
because it's just
In this, it's very like Back to the Future.
generic. Yeah, it's just generic sci-fi, like stalwart, kind of majestic stuff. Not majestic. What's the word I'm looking for? Triumphant.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's almost like typical superhero movie music.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the more high octane thing for Power Rangers, and I don't think it matters really what the theme is. I think the rock score always fits Power Rangers.
Yeah. Hidden Spring asks, what's the best morphing sequences? I vote Mystic Force.
I love Zeo.
Zeo's great.
Either Mystic Force or Lightspeed Rescue.
Okay, I just figured out what these guys are with the cheap Spirit Halloween masks.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of this, Freddy? You know what they are? They are if Wizard of Deception opened his cloak and took off his hood and showed you what was underneath.
Yeah.
Wizard of Deception, who was also in the board game.
Yeah.
RJ Godzilla, showmanship. That's why it explodes.
And I love this
Exactly.
sequence.
I don't. Because it's stupid.
It's stupid in the right way, though.
And then you have to look at it 5 times, and it...
I'm with Freddy on this. These are great.
And he's got a friggin' chainsaw thing.
Yeah, and the
Look at this.
the red one has a
Poof.
V5
He's
blaster.
just
He can
got-
just
Yes.
Dan Stan gotta sell those toys. Yeah, exactly. Well, I was gonna say it feels like the theme is a little confused because it looks like it wants to be virtual reality or video games or something, but then with the futuristic theme, it still fits okay.
Yeah, that's why it does that.
Yeah, and,
It works a little bit better than Space, which was a video game show.
and
yeah,
his
the
motorcycle
Sentai.
just goes on him.
Yeah.
Okay, weird.
Yeah.
Because for a second I thought that was gonna be like a battleizer or something.
I
Oh, it
hate-
is a battleizer.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh!
Oh, there we go.
The Time Force Battleizer is amazing.
Okay, this is
Guys,
over.
it's just, look at that.
This is overkill.
He's just wearing, like, it looks like it can, like, fold in half.
It's
Well, that was
amazing
easy.
He can move in it. Yeah,
That was overkill.
they did all of that
Oh, no, the
to
slow-mo.
just. That's terrible. They did all that just to shoot a thing and stop.
Yeah. So, yeah, they did nothing in this episode.
It's a weird way to sell toys, right? Where it's like these toys do really awesome things. They connect forever, and then you fire a thing once and you're done. Hayden Spring Mystic Forces is cool. He's talking about morphing sequence. We've only been here 5 seconds, so you're probably gonna forget us pretty quickly. I love the clock tower.
Yes, it's great.
What are those?
They're the uniforms.
Oh.
It's a little weird to give other people uniforms for the agency you work for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I get that they're Power Rangers, but
literally-
they don't... You just took your jackets off?
They just traded uniforms.
They literally gave them the clothes off their backs.
I hope you'll wear a medium.
Yeah. I'm glad it fits. Yeah, that's really odd. Like, imagine, Jayson, if, like, Kirk or Picard took the Enterprise to a planet and... Or let's say they, like, met some Klingons that they worked with on a mission, and they really liked them at the end, and then they just gave them Starfleet uniforms. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Why did the Time Force Rangers just say Lightspeed Rescue?
Because that's the show that they're teaming up with.
Yeah, and they just got their uniforms. What I really respect about the end of that episode is that it is episode 33 of a Power Rangers show, and they're still actually driving their motorcycles.
Yeah, that is...
Because I've talked about this a lot, but Power Rangers has this tendency of introducing cycles in episode 3 or 4, and then
never
not
doing it.
using them ever.
Nope.
Okay, well, guys, we watched an episode. That was a lot of fun, and now we're going to take a break. We're going to come back for the second half of the Captain Logan show. It'll be a little bit less than half. We're about 10 minutes over right now. But we'll come back. We're going to do some trivia, and then we're going to take your questions on Power Rangers topics or whatever else you want to talk about. And then at the end, we're going to do a little list for you, which I still have to kind of finalize, but hopefully I can...
Oh, you haven't actually finalized
I haven't quite finalized mine. And we'll see you again here in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching tonight. I know this is not a theme that's for everybody, but if you like Power Rangers and you're here, we sure appreciate you. And we'll see you in just 3 to 4 minutes. And we're back. Once again, we're doing a Power Rangers theme night on the Captain Logan Show this week. Again, I get this isn't for everybody, and there's a lot of folks that are not here tonight, but we appreciate you if you did decide to tune in, hanging out with us, talking about Power Rangers. And if you have Power Rangers topics or questions, go ahead and throw them out now, because we're going to do some Q&A a little bit later in the show. But right now, we're going to do the Next Generation segment, and for tonight's Next Generation segment, Jayson has graciously come up with a trivia quiz that he wrote originally just for me. We've done this before. He wrote a superhero quiz that was really difficult, and
This one is a little bit eased back, I think.
I nailed the first few, and then I got really a little complacent, I think. A little bit of a false sense of security, and then I missed every question after that. So it was like 4 out of 10. We didn't know Freddie was going to be on the show when we decided to have Jayson write these questions, so they are aimed more at me, but I still suspect that Freddie will beat me at this quiz because he knows Power Rangers better than I do. So we're gonna have a little contest here.
Okay.
And see which of us does better. So Jayson, should we just do kind of the raise our hand thing? Whichever one of us knows it first.
Yeah.
And then you can be the arbiter of that.
Yep.
Folks are coming up with some Power Rangers questions there. And if there's something else you want us to talk about, feel free to do that as well. But
we're
trying to
doing
keep it
mainly.
Trying to keep it mainly Power Rangers themed tonight, if at all possible. Let's go ahead and get into our quiz. Are you ready?
Yep. Okay, we have 12 questions this time.
Okay, cool.
Last time it was 10.
Nice round number.
But we're doing 12. Yeah. It was originally 13, but I was like, we have to do a round number. So,
okay.
So originally it was in Mighty Morphin Season 1, what is the name of Zach's girlfriend?
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Who's going to get that?
Yeah.
Angela. I hate her.
Okay. It's a little bit of a warm-up. Okay, are you ready? What is the name of the Mighty Morphin episode where
So get ready to raise your hand, okay?
Okay.
So, like, if you know it, you put your hand up. And if I get my hand up first, then I get to answer it first.
All right.
All right, here we go.
And I'm keeping score. What is the name of the Mighty Morphin episode where they team
luck,
up
Freddie.
with the Masked Rider to save Alpha 5's planet?
The name of it?
The name of the episode.
I don't think I've seen this.
I know the name of the planet. It's Edenoi. I can tell you that. This is how I like to do trivia. I'll give you other answers so you know that I'm knowledgeable.
Oh, and Hayden Spring is playing too.
Oh, no. Well,
So-
I will not look at the comments then.
Yeah.
Because we don't want anybody to spoil it for us, Freddie. Okay, that is the opener of Season 3 before you get to Ninja Quest.
Yes.
And I know that's called Ninja Quest, and it's weirdly 4 episodes and not 5, if memory serves.
I think it's 3.
Oh, maybe it's only 3. Jayson, I cannot remember for the life of me what that's called.
Do you know?
No.
Okay.
We're off to a great start
That
here.
is called A Friend in Need.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I forgot that's what that was. I don't speak episode titles super well for Power Rangers, especially right now. I'm real rusty.
Okay.
So I hope there's not a lot more of that. Oh God.
Okay. What was the first Power Rangers season to be
Hayden's
released
gonna win.
after Disney bought the series? Dad.
Is it? I'm sorry. I'm back and forth. I always have a hard time remembering this because I always want to say Time Force, and I don't think that's actually a Disney season. Is it Time Force?
No. Freddie? Do you know what the first Disney season is?
Is it Jungle Fury?
Oh, you know what? I know what it is.
Okay.
Crap, it's Ninja Storm.
It is Ninja Storm.
Oh.
You got it.
Okay, but do I get a point for that?
Yeah,
Because
you
I got
do.
it wrong in the first place. Okay.
You
That
got
still
it
counts?
in the end. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You got it before I told you.
But that is the one right after Time Force, right?
No.
Or is
Time
it?
Force and then Wild
Wild
Force,
Force,
which
Wild
is
Force.
produced by Disney, but they didn't buy it yet.
They didn't buy it yet. Yep.
But it's Ninja Storm.
Sort of like how Beast Morphers isn't a Hasbro season.
It is, I mean, the first season isn't, but
That-
the second season is.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It's sort of like that.
Yeah, sort
Only
of.
sort of. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Moving right along.
What is the name of the Megazord in
I got one.
What is the name of the Megazord in Power Rangers Dino Thunder?
I'm so rusty on this stuff. Wow. God, I should know that. The only thing that's coming to mind is Q-Rex, and I know it's not. That's a different show.
That's Megaforce.
That's Time Force.
It's also Megaforce.
Oh, that's right. Megaforce also has a Q-Rex. I forgot about that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Hold on. I know this. It's not coming to me. I always want to just call it the Power Tools Megazord.
Yeah, pretty much.
This sucks that I can't remember
Hayden
that.
Spring has gotten everyone so far.
Yeah, good job. He's a better Power Rangers fan than me. I knew this would be amusing because I'm so rusty. God, I'm gonna sit down and just memorize everything. I'm sitting here trying to like picture the card
Yeah.
in the game. Oh,
I
crap.
know what that is on the table. It's the opening.
You know what that is on the table?
Yeah, the dinosaur mouth. It's the opening to the base in Dino Charge.
Okay,
In
well,
Dino
it sort of looks
Charge?
like that, but
Yeah.
this is not in fact a Power Rangers artifact.
It's from Jurassic Park.
This isn't even a Jurassic Park thing. I mean, it's just a
just a
generic dinosaur thing that that Vince bought me for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it's for?
What?
It's a phone holder. It holds my phone. Anyway, Jayson, I can't think of it.
Do you ever use it?
Yeah, I use it a lot actually. But yeah, I can't think of it. What is it?
It's the Thundersaurus Megazord.
Thundersaurus, yeah, because they were like,
Thundersaurus.
well, we can't say Dino Megazord, we can't say Thunder Megazord, so
Yeah.
we'll split the middle and go Thundersaurus. You know, I guess I didn't actually really know that.
Oh, okay.
Do they just not say it very much in the show?
Nope.
Okay, all right. You know what? I don't
I
actually
thought they
feel.
did.
I don't feel that bad for not knowing them.
Okay.
Because as soon as you said it, did not ring a lot of bells.
Okay.
And I'm a Dino Thunder fan, but I didn't know that.
Sure. Okay. The episode Once a Ranger appears in what Power Rangers show?
Megaforce?
You have to raise your hand.
Oh.
Fred.
Megaforce?
No.
You should have said, and you have to put it in the form of a question. Once a Ranger is in Lost Galaxy.
No.
No?
No.
I thought maybe that was the episode where Adam comes back.
No.
It's not, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay. Wow.
And that's not in Lost Galaxy. That's in space.
Is that in space?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is space. Okay. This is how rusty I am.
I will say Adam does come back in this episode as well,
Oh.
but it's not a Lost Galaxy episode.
Oh,
Wild
weird.
Force?
No.
I can't. I don't know.
It's Operation Overdrive.
Oh.
It's
okay.
the one where they build the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the-
See,
You know
this
where,
is the
where
problem I
Bridge
always.
is the Red Ranger
This is the problem I always had with Forever
and
Red.
Thrax.
For the longest time, I couldn't remember that Forever Red was Wild Force because I'd never seen that show.
Sure.
And so I've seen Once a Ranger like maybe once, but I've never watched Operation Overdrive outside of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are great questions. I'm just not a big enough Power Rangers fan to answer them.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna get back on it.
Okay.
Well, look, they're not making any more, so I can catch up now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What is the name of the Green Psycho Ranger?
Oh,
I
wow.
just read this and I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know that either. That's a great question, though. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you
I
want a hint?
literally just read the comic.
It's the second half of the name of your favorite TV show.
What is it?
It's Trek.
His name is Trek?
His name is Trek.
I didn't know
With
that.
2 Ks?
No, it's just Trek.
His name is
Oh.
Trek?
His name is Trek.
That's
Yep.
that's an awesome name.
Yeah.
I don't guess I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So for folks that don't know, Psycho Green is introduced in the Mighty Morphin comics in a flashback issue where we introduce Grace Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
Could ask me about that. You could ask me about Promethea. Like, anyway,
Nope.
all right,
He
good.
also looks
Nope.
stupid as a human.
What do you say?
What do you expect? What do you expect? His name is Trek.
Trek.
actually really like that name though. That's great.
What do you say to initiate the morphing sequence in Power Rangers Beast Morphers?
Oh, Freddy's gonna get this. Is it-
Morphex?
No, what
No.
do you say to initiate the morphing sequence?
Is it Unleash the Beast or is that a different show?
No.
No,
That's
that's that show.
that's Jungle Fury, right?
No, that's Beast Morphers.
Oh no, that's where they do their where the animals come out of them and
Okay.
yeah.
I hate it when
Wait,
that
the
happens.
morphing sequence?
The morphing sequence.
Yeah, what did they say to power up?
Power up.
Do they say it's morphin' time in that show?
No.
Because every other Neo Saban show says it's morphin' time.
Yeah.
But not that show. I don't remember.
This is also the first one that Hayden Spring has not gotten.
Okay, what is it?
It's Activate Beast Power.
Oh, yeah.
That's lame.
Like, I can't.
See, even shows I've watched,
I
if it's
can't
lame,
get
it doesn't
these.
stick with me, you know. These are hard.
Why can't I get any of them?
I don't know. I blame the scribe.
I thought they would be
I blame
easy.
Jayson.
Right, that he wrote it. That's my point.
Okay.
Anyway. Alright.
When Ecliptor
No, these are fun though.
Cool.
I just don't know them.
When Ecliptor and Darkonda mix together,
Ecliptor.
what is their name? Dad.
Darkonda.
Ecliptor and Darkonda mixed together.
Oh,
Darkonda's the original.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wait.
Ready?
Sorry, I had it in my head and then I said it wrong.
Decliptor?
No, it's Dark Clipter.
It's Dark
It's Dark
Clipter.
Clipter.
I-
Give it to
I'm
Freddy.
gonna give him the
Give it to
the
Freddy.
point. Because
No,
he
you
got
said Darkonda, and then I was like, I had it in my head, but I said it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm dumb. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. How many Power Rangers series include the word force in the title? Dead.
3.
That is not true.
2?
No.
That means there's one I'm not thinking of. So it's Wild Force, Mystic Force,
Time Force.
Time Force. Shockingly, there is not a Dino Force. Oh, loophole. Hyperforce.
And not counting Hyper.
Not counting Hyperforce. What are we missing?
What are you missing?
Now he's going in order. Time Force, Wild Force. Mystic. Well, we said Mystic Force. Okay, so yeah. Okay, what are we missing?
You were missing Megaforce.
Oh, Mega Force.
What?
Oops. Okay. You have any more? This is embarrassing. I'm not doing trivia segments with you anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
These are...
Yeah, it's Time Force, Wild Force, Mystic Force, and Megaforce.
And then Hyperforce if you were to count Hyperforce.
So,
So
But that's not a
and,
TV
and
show.
it's series.
Technically
So
5.
Super Megaforce doesn't count, and Hyperforce doesn't count.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You gotta combine those.
if you had said 5 and then said Super Megaforce, I would have given it to you. But
Yeah. No, it's weird. Megaforce doesn't come to me when I'm thinking of the forces because it's spelled out as one word.
Yep, and
Yeah.
I did say how many Power Rangers series. I didn't say how many Power Rangers seasons.
Right.
So-
No, we got you.
Yep. Okay.
How many questions are left?
4.
Oh, this is embarrassing. Okay, go ahead.
What is the name of the first episode Madame Woe appears in?
Is she in more than one? Oh, maybe she shows up in a
I think she shows up in another episode.
with, like a bunch of monsters that come back.
Yeah.
I know it, but I'll let Freddie do it.
Is it Woe Is Me?
Close.
It's Peace, Love, and Woe.
Yeah.
I got one, folks. And for whatever reason, there are not 1, not 2, but 3 Geekvolution commentaries on that episode. I don't know why. All right.
3?
Yeah, we've for some reason we've done that 3 times.
Wow. Okay. So, if Zordon died and emitted the Z wave,
The Z Wave.
what Power Rangers mentor would emit the D wave? Dead.
Demetria.
Yeah.
I love that. I just love the way you worded that. That's wonderful. Demetria, Freddy.
That's from Turbo. She only speaks in questions.
Until they get sick of doing that like the audience and they just drop it unceremoniously.
Yep.
There's a part of me that wants to watch through that again, even though it's terrible.
Yeah.
Just for the memories. Because I watched that whole show when it was on.
Did you?
Yeah. But yeah, Freddy,
Then
Zordon...
you quit at space?
I don't know why. I think it was that just getting too old for Power Rangers thing.
Sure, but you were a sci-fi guy.
Yeah, I know. Well, and I did watch some of Space, but I dropped off of it during that show. But Freddy, Zordon leaves, and then this woman with a veil over her mouth
Shredder?
takes over and is also in the tube for some reason.
For some reason, I don't know. Except she's not a floated head. She's a full body in the
tube.
She's like torso up in the tube. I don't know.
It's
I
great.
Don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
She's a mentor in a big COVID mask. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, good.
What is the name of the original Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger? That
Kendricks. Who is
I don't know these shows.
who is replaced by Carone in the last 10 episodes. Right?
Yeah.
Because doesn't Kendricks become a ghost in like the most
yes,
depressing
she does.
crossover there's ever been? That thing is great though.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's the Psycho two-parter, right?
Yeah, that's the Psycho
Yeah.
two-parter.
Really
and it's
good.
Really, really good. Okay, last question. Oh, you.
Can you do it? Can you do it, Frank?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank.
Last
You've already
question.
beaten me.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. We'll see if you
This
get
is
this
way
one.
harder than I thought. Cause like I know all these. Sorry.
Did you do all this from the top of your head?
Except for Thundersaurus Megazord.
Jason's
And
like,
Trek.
I'll throw in
I didn't know
easy.
Trek.
I'll throw in an easy Dino Thunder question for Dad. Dad doesn't even know the name of the Megazord for one of his favorite shows.
I didn't remember Trek, but I wanted to do the name of his. I just forgot that it was Trek.
Trek's his last name.
Trek is
His
his
first name is Star.
Star.
Anyway, what's that? What's the last question?
Name 3 planets besides Earth in the Power Rangers universe.
Okay, I'll let you have it if you can do it.
What was the question?
Name 3 planets besides Earth in the Power Rangers universe.
Eltar, Zordnia,
That's good.
and
Wow.
There's one in Alien Rangers. And there's also another one in Cosmic Fury.
Yeah, Cosmic Fury does more planets.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Wow, Hayden Spring went for some deep cuts.
You want me to give you some?
Yeah.
Triforia?
Oh yeah, Triforia.
Aquitar?
Aquitar, yeah.
Edenoi? Which I said earlier.
Huh?
Edenoi is the Alpha 5 planet.
Oh.
Then that's Masked Rider.
Yeah.
What did Hayden Spring say?
He said KO35, Inquirius, and Sirius.
Sirius. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, KO35's in the board game. That's one of
Yeah.
the tiles.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
from
that
space.
was a city.
Yeah, I thought that was a city too.
No, it's the planet.
Oh.
I thought it was like a floating city, kind of like Candor or something.
Or Angel Island.
Sure.
Sure. We'll say that.
Okay, well, Hayden had fun playing with us and got a lot more of it than we did.
Yeah.
Jason, that was a really good quiz.
Yeah.
Like, none of that was unfair. I just don't know my stuff right now. And
Yeah.
to be fair, Freddy is a lot more of a later series fan.
Sure.
So if you'd known Freddy was playing, you probably would have thrown 1 or 2 Neo Sabans in there. I guess you did put Beast Morphers.
I put 1
Yeah.
because I wanted to. Well, it was for you.
Oh, Sirius.
So-
That's what I'm saying. Is that if you'd known he was going to play.
Yeah.
Sirius is Kruger's home planet. Okay, and he says who is my favorite Power Ranger.
Yes.
You're not alone. A lot of people love Dougie Kruger.
I really like.
He's neat. All right, well, we're gonna open up to questions now.
Oh, there's another trivia question. What's Kruger's actual first name?
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
It's Anubis.
That's right, Anubis Kruger. We should have known that. That's in the board game.
Mm-hmm.
If you memorized a lot of cards from that game, you would just know Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You know?
Jayson, you only did shows that I don't watch.
Freddy's very upset.
I did shows that Dad watches.
But yeah, he didn't know you were.
I didn't know you were playing. So
yeah, he initially wrote that just for me.
it was.
Oh.
And that's what we were trying to warn you about earlier, and then we decided to ask you on. And so he would have written that differently if he'd known you were going to be on.
Okay.
So don't be upset about it. It's okay, Freddy. Maybe next time he can write a quiz just for you.
Yeah.
Yay.
How about that?
And it was basically just I knew that Dad had seen Mighty Morphin Zeo, Turbo, Space, Lots Galaxy, a little bit of Time Force, Dino
Forever
Thunder.
Red of
He's
Wild Force.
seen-
Oh, that's a good point. Cinematographic is Terra Venture was a floating city.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna, like I said, open up for questions now and topics. Anything you guys want to talk about, especially Power Ranger stuff. That's where we'd love to keep it, but we can talk about whatever you want to. We have some time, and here in about 20 minutes or so, we will do our final segment. Or earlier if there's not a lot of stuff people want to talk about. Jayson, do you see any questions or comments from earlier that could open up a discussion?
Sure. Braden Atkinson asks, what are some of the best weapons in Power Rangers?
Well, everybody knows my go-to, which is the Gold Ranger staff.
Yep. And then also, oh yeah, it's back.
I think
Quick
it's the
as
Trident.
lightning, strong as steel. Watch out, danger.
He's for real.
For real.
You know when lightning strikes.
Which is funny because I always thought "Watch out, danger" was just a really silly line, and then you get to the Spider-Verse movies and there's that song that's like, "What's up, danger?"
Yeah.
What's up, danger?
What's up, danger?
Hey, danger.
Now that's just sort of a thing people say, apparently, at least in superhero movies. I don't know. Anyway, what were you talking about? What is a weapon you like, Freddy?
The Silver Ranger Trident from Super Mega Force.
Sure.
That's cool.
And
What-
also the saber that Robo Knight has that turns into a gun.
Swords that turn into guns are always cool.
Yeah. And that's his main weapon.
This is the level of discourse and insight you can expect on tonight's edition of the Captain Logan Show. Jayson, what's yours?
My favorite.
What's a cool weapon?
It's a cool weapon. I like Saba.
Heck yeah, man.
I like.
Except you couldn't
See-
get Saba in Standard Replicator.
We were playing a guessing game earlier today, and I made the category characters with British accents, and the answer was Saba. Jayson, stop typing to people and help me do the show.
Yeah.
Throw out a weapon.
Yeah.
Shadow Saber.
You and
I'm trying
Hayden
to-
have stalled out the
I'm
program.
trying to think of like my favorite shows, but they don't actually have some of my favorite weapons. Like SPD has the Shadow Saber, but like other than that, it's like I'm gonna say this is a weird one. Zeo, Zeo Pink's
Power
shield.
Disc.
Oh,
Power disc,
yeah,
yep.
that's cool. No, that's cool. And then another runner-up for me would be Bow of Darkness.
Bow of Darkness. Yep.
I love Bow of Darkness. Like
I also like the
anything
Sword of
with
Darkness.
Ranger Slayer, I love.
I also like the Sword of Darkness.
Kanto Toward Green Samurai's weapon is fun. Samurai does some cool stuff with
Do you mean
weapons.
the one from Ninja Storm?
Yeah, because there's not a Green Samurai.
Oh!
it's Ninja
Sorry,
Storm
I was
and
thinking
Green.
of the show Samurai. That always throws me. There's a Green Samurai Ranger in Ninja Storm.
Yes.
My mind is like, that's in the game. And that
and-
keeps throwing me off because I keep thinking that it's representation for Samurai, but there's still only one Samurai Ranger in that game.
And yes,
and
Jack's
3
guns are good too.
Ninja Storm Rangers now.
Dude, are we up to 3? That's crazy.
I'm gonna say, but not the original 3 that starts the show off with.
Which is weird.
Well, now the fans will have to complete those.
Nah. Okay. I am going to say, I also like the fire sword.
Wait, there
From
is a Green
Samurai.
Ranger in Samurai?
I don't remember.
That's what Hayden
Samurai.
says.
I didn't
And
know
Canada
that.
Door says, yeah, but I did mean Ninja Storm. Okay, moving right along.
Okay.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah. Okay. Braden Atkinson says, also, what's your favorite monsters in Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Freddy?
And we're talking like one-offs and not like monsters before.
I'd say Henchmen as well.
Before we're talking about, okay, sure. I mean, if we can throw henchmen in there, then it's a lot easier. But I've always wanted to do a henchman list. We haven't done that yet.
We need to. Broodwing is at the top. I'm just gonna say,
Really?
I love Broodwing.
Can we say big bads too?
Yeah, I mean, let's not go
As-
there.
Yeah, as far as monsters go, let's just stay.
Because usually when we think monster, we think things created for or working for big bads.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some monsters that you like?
I like Pumpkin Wrapper. Like, I love a lot of stuff from Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, Mighty Morphin has, like, first season, you cannot deny how cool some of those monsters are.
Yeah.
Like, Bones is neat.
Red Ranger's just drinking a water bottle.
Yeah, Bones is good. You like Poisandra, right? Do you?
Poisandra?
No, not sorry.
No,
That's-
I don't.
Sorry, that's
Who
like
likes
Dino
Poisandra?
Charge.
No, I don't.
Sorry. I meant the like
I like Scorpina.
I
Part
like
one.
Needletron. That's
Oh,
Scorpina.
the, like,
No, Lip Syncer.
Limp Syncer.
I love
thank
Lip
you.
Syncer. Yeah,
Sorry,
she's great.
I accidentally said Poisandra.
I like Beamcaster.
Beamcaster.
I like
was-
Needletron.
Is great.
That's a big. Who's Needletron?
He's from
He's from Beast
Beast
Morphers.
Morphers.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the later monsters.
Everything ending in Tron is from Beast Morphers.
Oh, good call.
Sure.
Anything ending from Tron or Drone is from Beast Morphers.
Trone.
Jayson, what are some monsters that you like?
Nasty Knight.
Yeah.
And a crayfish.
Just stuff in the board game.
Yep.
Do you like anything that's not in the board game?
Lip Syncer.
Yeah, yep.
Huh?
Oh,
And also Beamcaster.
I'm a big fan of Silverhorns.
I wish they put a giant black dragon in the board game. I have that finally.
Yeah,
In the,
a big one.
In Legacy Wars.
Black Dragon is neat. And then there's some really fun, like play on words and punny monster names in the comics.
No, not Megatron.
Yeah. Hayden Spring says Megatron is from Beast Morphers. I didn't know
No.
that, Freddy.
Needletron.
Yeah, but anything ending in Tron is from Beast Morphers. So
Oh.
Megatron.
That's why he made that joke, because you said that.
Yep.
But then as far as henchmen go, obviously top of my list is Zeltrax.
Yes.
It just doesn't get any better than Zeltrax. And I like Ecliptor a lot. And everybody loves Goldar.
Yep.
And I like Scorpina a lot.
Also, they reveal in Transformers
And I like Elsa.
1.
I mean, everything in Dino Thunder is great.
They reveal in Transformers 1 that it's actually...
This is a Power Rangers stream.
that his name is actually not Megatron.
Well, he has a name, but I mean, he and... So that's like an origin story. So both of those characters have names before they become Optimus Prime and Megatron.
Okay.
Yep.
That
movie's great. And Jayson hasn't seen it yet. Because he's not a big Transformers guy and he didn't care. And then I went and saw it and I was like, oh, you should have gone.
Yeah, I'll go later.
It's X-Men First Class for Transformers. It's just wonderful.
Sure. Yeah.
I still
That
need...
vampire chick was pretty cool.
I still...
Ah.
Design's
Yeah,
good, though.
but
I need to watch the rest of...
watch a whole season of her, and it's just you will be glad that she's not actually the big bad.
Oh, Shrakina's great.
Trakina is great, but she's a big bad.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she doesn't start off that way, but she does become the big bad for that show. Yeah.
Hey!
Okay,
My
Tom
name is
Atkins.
Jayson.
And then you get weird stuff like Hydro Hog that looks like a one-off that is a big bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, what's the Zeo one?
The missile guy.
Missile guy.
Louis
yeah.
Kaboom?
Louis
Louis
Kaboom.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember Silo?
Yes.
Who's got like
Yeah.
the foam missiles on his back
Yeah.
that just bounce around?
Yes.
I love
He
Silo.
looks like he's from Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah, I thought it was Power
Okay.
Rangers stream.
Tom Atkins, number 1.
Dude, we need to get Yo Gabba Gabba characters as Power Rangers
Is
monsters.
Power Rangers Masters?
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody needs to make that video.
Yes.
That would be wonderful.
Okay, Tom Atkins asks, number 1,
I made
thoughts
Louis
on
a
the
Power
new...
Ranger monster.
He asks, number 1, thoughts on the new crypto photo, and number 2, who is your guys' least favorite Power Ranger?
So the crypto thing wasn't really a surprise to me. Like I figured there was no chance that crypto wasn't going to be in that movie, and I thought it was kind of all but confirmed anyway. So I mean, it's cool that Gunn put that picture out.
Yeah. Where's his cape, though?
And it's exactly. Surely he'll have it. I don't know what's going on with that. And I've been a little bit out of the loop, so the last couple weeks I just haven't been looking at social media much. So I got that picture from Austin, and I just kind of glanced at it and was like, "Yep, not surprised by that. Like, I'm glad that's happening." But you know, the guy that did Guardians and put in the dog from that, he's gonna do crypto, and he loves the super comic booky stuff. So of course that was going to be there, but it was like exactly the image that Austin suggested would be in that movie. So Austin was all freaking out and couldn't believe that he nailed it the way he did.
Because he always does.
Yeah, I mean, like when he described it to me, I thought that was. Am I right about? I thought that was an image from, like All-Star, or something. So when I glanced at that picture, I thought it was just a shot out of All-Star, but I guess it's not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm out of the loop this week, guys. Like all I know is there was a picture with Crypto, and he's gonna be in that movie, and none of this is a surprise.
My
to me.
least
It would
favorite
be a-
Power Ranger is Fern, the Orange Ranger.
Oh my gosh!
She's so annoying.
And she has a smile that
She
haunts me.
smiles so much. She's super excited about everything.
Oh.
So dumb.
Yeah, I don't like her. But I'm gonna.
It all comes down to space, folks.
Okay, so Dad and I have this thing where it's just the worst character in all of Power Rangers.
Kind of hands down. Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can dispute it. He's just
even worse than Angela.
objectively
Who's Angela?
Zach's girlfriend.
Zach's girlfriend from season 1 Power Rangers.
I keep forgetting that. I don't know why.
Okay, so our least favorite
drink
Power
my water
Ranger.
bottle again.
Our least favorite Power Ranger is Zane
Why?
because he's just
He's objectively a bad person.
Yes.
He's a bad
Okay,
human
so-
being, and he's really full of himself and super conceited, and he always shows up at the last minute when it's like, do you have something better to do when you have a load of laundry in the washing machine?
Yes.
Like,
Okay, so number 1, he's always late to fights, and it's always during the Zord battles where he just comes in with a Zord.
I also don't
and
know
then
how
just-
he ever figures out how he's supposed
Yeah.
to
He pretends to be a
where they
psycho.
even are.
Just wait,
but-
just wait. He comes in with a Zord after each battle and just knocks the guy out after they've been trying, and it's like, why weren't you here? So that's number 1. Number 2, he tries to date Astronema.
Yep.
Yeah.
While she's still evil.
Yes, and number 3. Yeah, well, she's still evil. And number 3.
Not even when she gets her memories back.
And number 3, after the and then he's overall just kind of a bad person to everyone. And then number 3, at the end of the show, he dresses up like the Red Psycho Ranger after they just had a huge fight with the Psycho Rangers, and like starts fighting Andros, and then just takes his helmet off and it was just me all along. It's like, what the heck?
But when I say it all comes down to Zio, the runner-up for me is Ashley in that show.
Ashley in space.
In space.
Who's
Now,
Ashley?
I don't like her either.
Yellow.
Oh.
She's
obnoxious.
obnoxious, and I she's not good in Turbo either.
Yeah.
And she's
Hayden
she's on my top
says
5. No.
that Overdrive Blue is truly awful.
Yes.
And again, I've not watched that show.
Don't.
Stop rustling your paper, Freddy.
Yeah, Hayden Spring, I mean, Sam isn't the worst character, and also isn't the worst ranger, and also he has one of the best two-parters. Like, I like him better as a kid than as a floating energy orb that turns into a ranger and then can't unmorph. But he has one of the best two-parters. It is Sam is my favorite episode in any of Power Rangers, so that's why I really like him still. But he doesn't get any, like you said, he doesn't really get any character traits still. Are we gonna do our list?
And we will do our list here in a second. Sorry, I'm checking a name here because it shows I don't know super well. Okay, my third on that list. We should do that list at some point. Do like a top 5 or 10. Jake from Megaforce.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Annoying.
Lord. And I don't love most of that cast.
In Super Mega Force, he's like, why do I have green?
They're Pink Rangers,
No,
okay?
Troy
If memory serves.
is red.
No, Troy's black. No,
No.
Troy is red,
Jake.
and
So
Jake is black.
so Jake's what I'm talking about. Troy, yeah. Jake is irritating. Troy, I don't love either.
Oh, I thought you didn't like, because you always hate on Troy. Like,
Yeah, but Jake's worse.
Jake is worse.
That's what I'm saying.
Jake is really bad.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at my phone when I said that, so I misheard what you said. But no, Troy is red. Jake is black.
Yeah.
Jake is
Jake awful. All of them are awful. Like,
I don't think their
Blue
Pink is terrible.
is. Yeah.
She's probably the best on that show.
Yeah.
Senior $60 super chat. Idea redeemed Psycho Ranger series with humans. I mean, I guess you could have done that.
Yeah.
Then you would have just made that whole show a redemption season.
Yeah.
You know? The only way you'd want that is if you also had Corone there.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
You know what they would do, though? They would have Corone get, like, re-traumatized and make her Astronema again and be the villain for that show.
No, but they would make her the bad Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger. That's what they would do.
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, well, we have another list we're going to do, because all the questions were basically just topics we could have done for lists. But we came up with some of our favorite female Rangers, just overall, in the shows. And I'm having a hard time narrowing it down to 5. I've got 8, and...
Really?
Yeah, and they're not really in any particular order, so I'm going to kind of make this up as I go along, I think.
Okay.
I was having a hard time getting them... ordered before the show. We came up with some of this kind of late today, folks, but I'll get it narrowed down by the time it's my turn. I'll let you guys go first.
Okay. I'll go first. My number 5 is Lily from Jungle Fury. She's the Yellow Ranger from Jungle Fury, and she's very fun. She's very...
Yeah, I like what I've seen of her.
Yeah.
That whole cast is good.
Yeah. But it's a great...
And they have
Yellow
one of the
Ranger.
best mentors.
Yeah, RJ's great. He would bring out the RJ wave. He wouldn't even be the R wave. It would just
Do
be
we
the
want to
R
go
wave.
around and do 5, 4... Oh, okay. All right. I will attempt to do this. Go ahead.
My number 5 is Kira Ford, the yellow Dino Thunder Ranger.
Yeah. You want to sit up so everybody
Yeah.
can see you?
She's got papers.
What do you like about her?
She's just cool.
Okay.
That's like Freddie. Freddie's not done a list or really a review with us before, so he's getting used to how things work. You have anything else to say?
Not really.
You just think she's cool.
Yeah.
My number 5, this character is only this low because I don't know her super well because I've not watched enough of the show yet. She probably moves up in the ranks when I finish it, but I've seen enough of RPM. I felt the need to put Summer on the list.
Yeah.
She is really cool,
She's
and I love
really cool.
And I've got a bias because I love that actress because of iZombie.
Yeah. She's really good.
Everybody's got so much personality in that show.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites.
Again, I've not seen enough. I've seen maybe 6 or 7 episodes, so I can't speak enough to it right now. But I love what I've seen of her. But like I said, I like that whole cast.
Sure. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay. My number 4.
And she's kind of a leader type. Like, I feel like there are a couple of characters in that show that are almost vying for leader the whole time.
All of them except for I'm Scottish.
Sure.
I'm Scottish.
We need to play an RPM game again.
Yeah, well, I wanted to.
I know, you've been wanting to. That
I
just
wanna
came
play
out
Ziggy
recently.
Again. Like, he is so good. You can literally teleport out and save someone. And save people.
I'll be Summer. She made my list. Go ahead, Jason.
Sure. My number 4 is Kira. The Dino Thunder.
That's
Yellow
also my
Ranger.
4, so I'll just... Well, no, I'll put it a little higher.
Oh, okay.
I'll put her at 3. I'll just say that right now.
Okay.
I'm still having to move my list around. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, she's very I think she definitely has a very good like team balance thing going on, and I think she works well. And then also I mean, I don't know about her music, but I think her as a ranger, she's pretty good. Freddie, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Catherine Hillard. She's Australian.
She is.
She made your list because she's Australian.
Also, just because she has a cool weapon.
And he just found this out today, so that's why he's like, oh, she's British. Nope, she's Australian.
And she can literally make a fire cloud shoot out of her hands, like a bigger version of the fire football thing that movie Red 2017 can do.
They can actually do that in the show.
Really? It's not a show. It's a movie.
Well, both of them, yeah. Okay. Dad, what's your number 4?
I just... It's so hard to narrow this down.
Yeah.
How do I want to do
Spring
this?
says, good night, mate.
I guess I'll go the way I was gonna go, or the way I started to say a minute ago, and I'll just go ahead and say my 4 is Kira because I have too much here. Okay. She just really rounds out that group. Like, it's such a good trio.
Yeah.
The character dynamic with that, and she does a really good job. Just kind of stepping up and being a force and not getting swallowed by the 2 other guys on that team. And she could have come off so much more irritating with the whole like Avril Lavigne wannabe thing and her trying to be a pop star and all of that, and somehow it comes off endearing. And everybody in that is sarcastic, but her sarcasm is the best sarcasm.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And that actress has made comments recently that have turned people against her with that show, unfortunately. Okay. But I really like that character, and I like the way she plays her.
Sure. Okay. Well, my number 3 is Jen Scott's Time Force Pink.
She's on my short list. So when she doesn't quite make the top 5.
So when I first made this, she was actually my number 1, but I was like, I decided to switch it with someone else. But she's great. She's one of the reasons why I just love Time Force, and she's at the end of the day, she is a great leader. Even after her, kind of anger issues and stuff like that. You know, and like I said earlier, in the show, I think she balances out the team with Wes. I think how their personalities differ is very works really well.
And she's got a lot of pathos right away. Real tragic character right at the start.
Yeah, and also she's just kind of strict and doesn't have too much sarcasm, because later you get Eric, who is just mean and is very sarcastic. So I think it works to have her not be as sarcastic.
My problem with her at the start is just the acting is laid on so thick she's kind of unlikable.
Yeah, sure.
In a way Kira could have been and isn't.
Yeah.
Although that's maybe not a fair comparison because Kira doesn't have the tragic backstory.
Sure.
All right, go ahead, Freddie.
Okay, my number 3 is Amelia Jones.
What show is that again?
That's Cosmic Fury.
Oh, that's right.
And Dino Fury.
Is that the Red Ranger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her.
She's a female Red Ranger.
I just forgot her name for a second, but no,
is
she's really good in that show.
Really cool. And she has a hammer.
Now, I'm not buying the people that called her best Red Ranger since Jayson. Like, no. I'm not gonna go that far. I think some people were. I mean, like obviously your opinion is your opinion, and I respect that. But I wonder if some folks weren't compensating a little bit just because she was a female Red. Sure. But she is great, and she really takes charge, and is a decent actress.
Yeah. Dad, what's your number 3?
Are we on 3?
We're on
And
3.
her number and her kind of uncle is named Pop Pop.
Nope. My 3 is Kat, who Freddie
From
also
Mighty Morphin?
from Mighty Morphin and Zeo, yeah. Who and she goes in the first half of Turbo. Yeah. Who Freddie also had on his list. Yeah, another actor that kind of was really good for Power Rangers, like maybe a little bit better than Power Rangers, and a decent replacement for Kimberly, because that's tough shoes to fill. Like, she's a lot of people's favorite. And I liked the kind of evil ranger thing again without doing exactly what they did with Tommy. Like, I always kind of, as a kid, I always liked the morphing as a cat thing. I like the Animorph thing. I like that you had you had a character that morphed as like back and forth from an animal before she becomes a ranger and is morphing as a ranger. Like, I always thought that was kind of fun. I don't know that the romance with Tommy is quite as good as with Kimberly.
Yeah. I don't think
it sort of felt like he had to date her just because she's pink and he dates the Pink Ranger.
It should have been with Aisha.
And the kids. I like that.
I think.
And Aisha didn't make my list, but I like her a lot.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
And Tanya was a decent fill-in for Aisha.
Yeah.
But I didn't like her as much as I liked Kat filling in for Kimberly.
You like
Tanya better?
A lot better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I really like Tanya.
I'm an Aisha fan, but yeah.
Sure.
I know.
Okay. My number 2 is, in fact...
Dan's Den says Crikey Cap. Oh, I was like, why are you saying that? Oh, because she's Australian. Yeah. I also really like the child actress that replaces her in Alien Rangers.
Yeah.
She has some really funny line deliveries.
Yes.
Hayden Spring, I have, like, I like Samurai, but I didn't put Lauren Sheba on my list because I just don't know anything about her.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
So I don't know if she would be my favorite.
Well, people love Lauren Sheba. Yeah. She keeps showing up and stuff. And is she the character that they're starting the reboot with in the comics?
Yes.
I think that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
So my number 2
I should watch some of that show just so I know something about her now.
Yeah.
And she was one of the first characters in the board game past the core box.
Because she was in Shattered Grid.
She's in Shattered Grid, which is the second big box past the The Kickstarter box. Sorry.
So my number 2 is in fact Kimberly.
Yeah.
She's the OG, and
She's
like
just quintessential.
yeah, you kind of have to have her a little high. I mean, if you think she's very like too like I don't know, a 90s girl, you know.
Well, there's a
maybe
nice
you don't like her as
evolution
much,
with her on almost the same level as Billy, where she drops the like Valley Girl cheerleading thing pretty quickly.
I think she does, yeah.
In the same way that he stops being as stereotypically nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, she can act.
Yes.
And I did like her and Tommy together.
Yeah. No, I think that actually worked.
I'll also say the actress that plays her in 2017 is great.
Yes.
I wish that movie was better.
Yeah.
I didn't like the thing with her and Jayson, really, but...
No.
All right, Freddie. What's your
Okay.
number 2?
They didn't have a Tommy, so.
My number 2 is Gia Moran.
Okay, tell us about Gia Moran.
So she has like a cool personality, and like if someone gives her another sword, she can like spin them around, and it's really
Oh, yeah,
cool.
she has a spin sword. Don't they all do that?
No,
Oh, okay,
only
okay.
her.
Only
Lauren
me.
Sheba.
I think they all do that, but like she's the only one that ever does it.
No, people like her.
Yeah.
There's another character for some reason they pushed real hard.
That's why I'm upset she's not in a board game. Like
It's really
she's really
weird.
cool.
Okay, my number 2 will not surprise Jayson. It's Delphine.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love Delphine.
Yeah.
Delphine is the leader of the Alien Rangers and was always the one that stuck with me the most as a kid. Alien Rangers was one of my favorite things in Mighty Morphin, and it doesn't hold up as well going back to it, I'm sad to say, but I still love that cast, and they could have totally gone off and had a show all on their own.
Yeah.
I thought she held that team together really well and had a lot of presence
Yeah.
and just felt like she kind of ran them for a long time. And I'm also kind of biased because we met the actress in real life at Paramorphicon, and she was super cool.
She's very cool.
All right, number 1s. Let's do it real quick.
Number 1s. I think you can guess the show that my number 1 is from.
It's probably going to be SPD.
It sure is. Might be SPD. Yeah, so my number 1 is actually not Cat. It's actually Z,
Yeah.
the SPD Yellow Ranger.
I
No.
love her power.
No, I know you're a big fan of her.
Yeah, sure. Her thing with Jack is just, it's really good, and her backstory is really like fleshed out. I don't know. She is the best Yellow Ranger. If not the best. I just put her as number 1 on female Power Rangers like 10 minutes ago because I was like,
Yeah, I never think of yellow as a color with a lot of characters that I like.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking back, like Kira's great, Aisha's great. Like there are some really good yellows.
yeah. But and she's very tomboy,
And-
which
I guess Summer's a yellow.
yeah. And Z is very tomboy and
You really gravitated toward those kinds of characters as a kid.
yeah.
Like when you were little, you were really into female characters, but I think the tomboy type was kind of your type.
Yeah, and it well contrasts contrasts with Sid, the Pink Ranger, who is definitely very girly, and they have a great relationship going through where like
Kind of nice yin yang thing.
yeah.
They fill in each other's gaps as friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the character dynamics in that show were really sophisticated.
Really good. Yeah.
And RPM does that too.
It does. But it also has a lot more lore than SPD does.
Well, and I think
And
those
adds
characters,
that in
the characters in SPD also have more friction.
more of a personality. They don't have. There's not.
Well, there's more conflict though, right?
There's not a robot on the team that doesn't have a name.
But like they
I don't
start
know.
as all clashing characters that don't belong on a team together.
Yeah. And with RPM, they're all just really serious, except for Ziggy.
Yeah. So like there is conflict in that show, and I haven't watched a lot of it, but I think they get along from the start a lot better than the SPD characters,
Yeah, they do.
right?
Yeah. Well, they do because they start. Yeah.
They also live in a dome city where everybody knows everybody.
Except for the robot.
I think I might have the same number 1 as Dad.
Oh yeah, let's find
He
out.
might.
Ranger Slayer.
Ranger Slayer for the win. So I had a tough time with this because we only had 5 spots, and I didn't want to give one to Kimberly and one to other Kimberly.
I almost did that.
So I'm going, is my number 1 Kimberly or is it Ranger Slayer? I'm going to cheat and say yes. They are different characters, but we only had 5 slots. So I guess I'm technically not putting Ranger Slayer on my list, but she probably kicks Kimberly to number 1. It's cheating. It's not fair. But yeah, my number 1 is Kimberly, but I want to say Ranger
The Bow
Slayer.
of Darkness is so cool. The fact
Very
that she can
overpowered.
shoot 3 arrows at once is really cool.
Yeah, and she's just the evil Ranger idea done the best.
The best, yeah.
Where it's there's a lot more pathos to her than with Tommy, with just like all of the atrocities that she commits as Ranger Slayer, and so she still has like a mind wipe or a character that's taken over that's not themselves thing. But it's smarter. There's more to it than just the spell that's put on Tommy.
Yeah.
And I like the way that she kind of reflects Tommy. It makes you almost want to see a story where Ranger Slayer is with a version of Tommy that's not Draken.
Yeah.
Can you make more noise with that? Anyway, so yeah, that's also my number 1.
Yeah. And then I have a list of runners up.
Yeah, I'll throw mine out too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Zoe, Beast Morphers Yellow.
I was surprised she wasn't on your list.
She was number 6. SPD Cat. And
Beast
then
Morphers has the strongest team in a long time. I mean, since RPM, certainly.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, who'd you say after Zoe?
SPD Cat. And then Mighty Morphin Cat. And then, or Zeo Cat, whatever.
Cats are good. Yeah, I didn't know if you liked her as much as I did.
Yeah. And then Tanya.
Yeah.
And then Kendricks.
Dude, how did Kendricks not make your list? When you were younger, you were obsessed with Kendricks.
Yeah, she's really she's great.
5 is hard.
5 is very hard. I mean, yeah. And then I have Summer. And then I have Aisha, and then I have Ranger Slayer.
Ranger Slayer is hands down the best costume design we've ever had in Power Rangers. And I'm saying that as a Gold Ranger fan. Like, I don't even feel... I got a lump in my throat putting something over Gold Ranger. But just as far as design, it's flawed. It's perfect. It's at least tied with Gold Ranger. I mean, Gold Ranger's still my favorite, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Can we put this down? You're just driving me crazy with that. My runners... Did you have runners up?
No. I didn't think to get
You just wrote your
runners.
5 and...
I didn't know we had to do runners
No,
up.
you didn't. I'm just
We
saying,
didn't
did you
have
have any that you had a hard time that you had to, like, knock off your list to get to 5?
I only had 5 minutes.
Okay, but so you just thought of your 5 and then you were good. Jen Scott's I almost got on my list. I really desperately wanted to include Vesper from
Hyperforce
from
Black?
Hyperforce. Yeah, I really like her.
She's great.
She's female?
Yes, she's a female Black Ranger and she's awesome.
I always forget that.
Well, he's never seen Hyperforce, so.
Yeah, he just knows about it from the board game
Yeah.
because that whole team's in the board game.
I've seen a guy on Legacy Wars where his whole team had
Vesper-
shields.
Vesper is in Legacy Wars now.
Yeah.
which is very cool.
And, like,
it's the first type of Force Ranger in Legacy.
That's
Voice.
such a time suck. I'm just not going to go back to it.
Yeah, I finally got back to it like 3 days ago, and I'm like, it's a great game.
It's really fun, but it is a time suck.
Yeah, it is.
And Freddy's too good at it.
Yeah, I finally beat him, but we were on challenges, so I could pick any ranger I wanted.
Yeah, Hayden Jack is one of my favorite Rangers now too, and he's one of my favorite characters to play in the board game, who I've not brought out in a while.
Well, you
I prefer Jack
went
from
to
SPD.
show
But I like his
that
hammer a
didn't
lot.
Like.
Sorry.
Well, I'm also biased because I love Paul Schreier, and it's cool he finally got to be a Ranger.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We sure appreciate it. Jason and I will be back with a more normal show next week. I know I said that last week, but I really mean it this time. We're going to have a bunch of, I think, Comic-Con stuff this weekend. So there should be a bunch of, is it New York Comic-Con? Or there's a big event this weekend that there should be a bunch of announcements from. So we should have lots to talk about next week.
Announcements.
And Freddie, thanks for doing the whole show with us, man.
You're welcome.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
I will be back tomorrow night, like I said, with a request and with more top 100 superhero movies. So pop in and hang out with us. And in the meantime, I was Captain Logan, and this was Jason.
That was me.
And also Freddie. Thanks for being here, guys.
I wanna take you for a ride.